Buds get back into the win column with a huge 5-2 road victory at Little Caesars Arena there in Detroit. And what a game it was. I thought the Leafs played a fantastic game today. You know what? They needed this. And we talked about it in the last video. We said maybe the team needs to get away from Scotiabank Arena. With all the hype and with the kind of the downplay over the last couple games, they need to get out on the road and kind of get into a different crowd. And they did, and they regrouped, and they looked very, very solid today. Now, were there some breakdowns? Of course. I mean, you can't have an absolute picture-perfect game. However, the Leafs overall played a very solid hockey game. Now, let's get right into it. First period, as we've learned, through the first 5 minutes of a game, the Leafs find ways to give up goals. As Jacob de la Rose bangs in a loose puck, Rasmus Sandin cannot pick him up in front, and he bangs in the rebound, giving the Red Wings the 1-0 lead. 6 minutes after that, Dmytro Timashov does an amazing job, a lot of hard work down low, and he's bangs a body to get the loose puck. And then he centers it to Nick Shore, has a nice little move to get around the defender and the goalie, and buries it for his first goal of the season, tying the game at 1 apiece. And that is where we sit after one period, 1-1 after one, 13-9 in shots in favor of the Leafs. I thought it was a pretty good period overall. I thought they did pretty well. Now, second period. It comes very late, 30 seconds left in the second period, and it's not the Leafs getting scored on, because that's what we've been so used to lately. Kasperi Kapanen sees Mikheyev kind of darting up the middle of the ice. We kind of lays a kind of a high arcing pass, and it kind of drops, and it looks like it's going to be a nothing. Jimmy Howard tries to go out and play it. Mikheyev beats him and kind of does a nice little move to the left, and then Jimmy Howard's gone. Empty net. Mikheyev buries it, and the Leafs are in front 2-1. That is an awful gamble for Jimmy Howard. I mean, at the very worst, he's going to get a bad angle shot where he's going to be ready and square to the puck. With 30 seconds left in a period, you can't make a play like that if you're Jimmy Howard. He does, the Leafs capitalize, and they have the 2-1 lead. And those were the lone assists. Timashov had the lone assist on Nick Shore's goal, and Kapanen had the lone assist on Mikheyev's goal, his second goal of the year. He's looked spectacular. That third and fourth line, they were the best lines out there for the Leafs today. And I'm not just saying that because they scored the goals. The energy they brought was incredible. And we have not seen that from Leafs teams in the past. You've seen a good third line, but you've seen them either very good or ice cold. That third line of Kerfoot, Mikheyev and Trevor Moore, they've been all over the place almost every game. They've looked really solid, and I gotta say, if I had to pick a better fourth line, who I think's the better one, I gotta say Frederic Gauthier, in Nick Shore and Dmytro Timashov. I love myself Dmytro Timashov. I'm gonna get to him at the end of the video here. But we go to the third period. You got a 2-1 lead. We have been here before. You need to bury these guys. And midway through the period, Mikheyev fires a puck from the point. It squirts loose. Kerfoot's there to bang in the rebound for his second goal of the year. Mikheyev's second point on the night. And the Leafs are in front now 3-1. Things are great. But as we have seen countless times, after the Leafs score a goal, just 24 seconds after the Leafs score that third goal, Darren Helm, left alone in front of the net, gets a centering pass from Justin Advocator from behind the net. And his shot goes off of Kapanen and Sandin's stick up into the top corner of the net, and it's a 3-2 hockey game. You had the momentum, you had the 3-1 lead, you're feeling great, and then bang, momentum gone. That's exactly what happened in the Montreal game. The Leafs had that lead, they made it a 4-1 game, and 20 seconds after, they made it 4-2, then they made it 4-3, then they made it 4-4, then they made it 5-4. This game wasn't quite to that extent. But you just can't give up goals 30 seconds to a minute after you score one. It's like baseball in the sense of this. When you score runs, you hate it when you give up runs in the next half inning. It sucks. So for hockey, in the next minute or 2 minutes after you score a goal, you want to throw up a zero. But the Leafs have not done that a lot this year. A lot of the times when they score a goal, they seem to sit back and allow the team to come at them. And lo and behold, a lot of the times they've scored goals. And then maybe the 3-2 game, the Leafs now have to scramble. And I got to give credit once again to Dmitry Timashov. Again, you got to remember, this guy is not a big guy. He dumps the puck in with about 7 minutes to play, dumps the puck in, goes right at the defender, crunches him, gets the loose puck, ends up getting it back to the point. Some scrambles ensue, and it comes back to the point. And what an amazing job. The puck gets to Timashov, kind of in Matthews' office there, about the hash marks on the right side. And I'm thinking, you got to shoot that kid. You got to rip it. And what does he do? He finds the streaking Jake Muzzin coming right down from the blue line, hits him tape to tape, and Muzzin fires it into the empty net for his first goal of the year. And Timashov and Nick Shore grab assists on the play. The Leafs get their 2-goal lead back. It's now 4-2, and look what happens afterwards. They don't give up a goal in the next minute to it. They don't even give up a goal the rest of the way. And then Trevor Moore with the hard-working empty netter, his 3rd goal of the season. John Tavares gets the lone assist on that. And that's all she wrote. The Leafs win it 5-2. Now, let me talk about Dmitry Timashov. If you guys do not know, back in the years when we were looking at our draft classes like they were, they were drugs, really, if you want to say that, Dmitry Timashov was a guy you looked at in the 5th round pick, I think he was, of the Leafs back in the... I'm going to try and find that here, actually, if I can. He had a couple assists in the game. Let me see. It was a 5th rounder? Yeah, 5th round, 125th overall back in 2015. He's now 23 years old. When you hit that 23 mark and you kind of had that year or two in the minors, you want to see that next step. And for me personally, I'm seeing that next step from Dmitry Timashov. Not just because he put up a couple assists, and I think he has 3 assists in like 4 games on the year. Let me try to check that out, actually. 3 assists in 3 games on the season. But I mean, really, I don't look at those numbers. I love what he did today. How did he get those assists? How did the Leafs score those goals? It was Dmitry Timashov. Once again, not a big guy. He's 5'10", 190. He ain't no 6'5", 250 guy. He's going in there and crunching guys. I'm not saying he's putting them on the rear, but he's going in there and making them feel an impact. Not like we're seeing it like Matthews and Nylander, guys like that, just kind of going like that. You're seeing Timashov go in there hard. And that's what happens. Look at the Marlies playoff hockey, right? They won the Calder Cup. He was on that team. Last year, obviously, he was on that team. He knows what it takes to win. Now, it's in the minor leagues, it's a little bit different, but he knows that physical game. He knows what it takes, and he's bringing that physicality, even though he's not big, to the NHL level, and that right there is a huge reason of why the Leafs scored 2 of their 4 goals today, because of the on-puck pressure by Dmitry Timashov, leading to possession and leading to a goal. It is incredible what a little bit of physicality does to you. I'm not saying you have to crush a guy. I'm not saying you got to pace a guy like Jake Muzzin loves to do, which I love watching, but I'm not saying you don't have to do that. You just got to be physical. Throw your body a little bit. Make them feel that you're there and you're gonna throw your body a bit. They know Matthews, Nylander, and guys like that aren't gonna throw a check. And if they do, that's not gonna go too well. But you need your 3rd, 4th line guys not only to put pucks in the net, as they are, and we've talked about that as a real, I guess, key for this Leaf team moving forward. Why did the Bruins beat the Leafs so bad in the playoffs? Well, depth guys killed us. We talked about Patrice Bergeron, Pasternak, and Marchand. You need to shut that line down. They did in the playoffs. Problem, the rest of the guys were killing you. You didn't have the depth. Kadri wasn't there to help you. You didn't have much depth in the wing. Without that centerman, you had a tough time. And look what's happening right now. You entirely change the bottom 6 forwards. Now, maybe not entirely. Trevor Moore's still there. But look at that 3rd line. Kerfoot and Mikheyev, 2 guys who were not there last year, who are already making huge impacts on the team. Kerfoot's getting some power play time. Mikheyev isn't, and the guy's a point a game. It's very early in the year, I understand that, but he's looking real good. And you look at the 4th line. Frederic Gauthier's got a couple goals. Nick Shore's got a couple. He had a couple points today. He's got 2 points in the 3 games he's played. And then you look at, Dmitry Timashov's got a couple assists. He had 3 assists in 3 games. Your 4th line is almost a point per game. That tells you something. It tells you the depth of your squad. Matthews, Nylander, and Marner, and Tavares, and all those big names up front, they're going to do their thing. They're going to put up the points. You know that. but the Leafs need the depth to take fold and to really, really show what they're all about. And I love what I saw from the depth guys. The third and fourth line there today, they were impeccable. I was utterly impressed with Timashov. I loved Nick Shore's game. In the first game Nick Shore played, I didn't even notice him out there. Today, he was all over the place. He looked fantastic. They almost had another goal. Gauthier almost had a goal. Beautiful play by, I don't know who it started with, but I know Nick Shore got a pass like through his legs and then kind of slapped it across to, Gauthier's tape. I think it just got a piece of it and then off the toe of Jimmy Howard. But I mean, just an incredible game by the depth guys. And you know what? To see a game like that for Leaf fans, it's refreshing. Because all you think about with the Leafs is that top six lines, the top six forwards. You think of those guys. And if we're talking about guys like Alex Kerfoot, I mean, you look at the top, Kapanen, Tavares are guys who had points today. You can throw Muzzin into the mix if you want. The other guys who had points, Mikheyev, Shore, Kerfoot, Moore, Timashov. Depth. I love it. It's beautiful to see. Now, talking about all those great players and what they did, you cannot take the credit away from Frederik Andersen. After having an abysmal last few games, he has not looked good whatsoever. He goes out there today and he allows 2 goals on 27 shots for a 926 save percentage and a goals against the 2 in that game. He was awesome. I thought he was real good. The first goal, you can't blame him because Rasmus Sandin couldn't tie his guy up in front. Freddie made the initial save. The other guy's got to get the rebound, or at least the guy in front for Freddie to smother it. They couldn't do that, and that's what happened. The other one deflected off 2 guys, went in the top corner of the net. You can't do a whole lot about that. Frederik Andersen was awesome today. The Leafs' depth was great today. They didn't allow a lot of scoring opportunities for the Red Wings. And you just look at the way the Leafs, finished this game strong. It's really, really nice to see. The shots on goal are 41-27 in favor of the Leafs. So they played a very solid hockey game, but you got to take this and continue to work. Continue to work on it. Again, like we've talked about before, this is only game, 6 of the season. It doesn't mean a whole lot, but what it is, it's 2 points. You take it, you move on to the next one, all right? Speaking of the next one, the next game for the Leafs is on Tuesday. The Leafs come back home to take on the Minnesota Wild. Alex Stalock is the expected goal. They're on a back-to-back in Ottawa. So it looks like the Leafs could get Alex Stalock versus Frederik Andersen in that game against Minnesota on Tuesday. Now, I know people could talk about you must win games and all that stuff. This game is almost a must-win game. Minnesota's losing 4-1 to Pittsburgh right now. With that loss, they'll be 0-4. If there's a must-win game, it's that. Especially, second night of a back-to-back, you're home. Alex Stalock is in net. Stalock, whatever his name is. You got to win that game, all right? So that's the next game for the Leafs, guys. I think it's a 7 o'clock puck drop. 7 o'clock puck drop there at Scotiabank Arena, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoy the game today because it was a lot of fun to watch. Smack the like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video. Who is your MVP from tonight's hockey game? I got to give a co-MVP, 1 Frederik Andersen, and 2 Dmytro Timashov. Those are my 2 guys for players of the game, and I already mentioned why Timashov was my player of the game pretty much throughout the entire video, and Frederik Andersen just had a solid game when he needed to be. And it was great because it was a 3-2 game at one point, made some big saves, allowed the team to build on that lead, and you got the victory. Freddie was good. Timashov was great. The depth guys were fantastic. And it's just a lot of fun to watch when things are going good like that. All right? Twitter is down below for myself, guys. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition tomorrow night as the Raptors are back home, actually, taking on the Chicago Bulls in Game 3 of the preseason action. There's only 4 games in preseason, so we're almost there, Raptor fans. Almost there, under 2 weeks to go for the regular season to get going against the Pelicans in Game 1 on October 22nd. It's going to be crazy. All right, and as for our Leafs, like we talked about, their next game is on Tuesday night at Scotiabank Arena. Leafs, Wild, 7 o'clock puck drop as the Buzz look for their second straight victory and to put a good performance together at home. Alex Stalock, the expected goaltender in net for Minnesota. Frederik Andersen in net for the Leafs. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you guys then.